Hello and happy Saturday. My name is Michael James and welcome to Foodie and Fit. So far what I've done is I've done a lot of videos on my weight loss journey, but I haven't done enough lifestyle videos. And so that's about to change. Today, I went to the Santa Anita Park Winter Circle Barbecue Festival. So this was my first time going and I'd seen the ad for this on Facebook. And so surprisingly, Facebook can get to know you pretty well because they know everything about you anyways. They have all your information. But I thought, I bought this ticket last month and I thought, this would be a great chance to go, chance to get out. And this is a great episode because I love barbecue. And so I can see if I can put into practice a lot of things that I talk about with friends offline about you can still eat whatever you want to eat, but all that's required is for you to take the time and practice a couple of things to make sure that you're, still maintaining that balance. So one of the things with eating right is you don't just eat right 100% of the time. Except unless you're going into some sort of competition where you need to be single digit body fat percentage, no one eats perfect all the time. Even The Rock is infamous on his Instagram page for showing that on Sundays, his cheat day is a lot of sushi and a lot of cookies. And that's what he'll do for one meal guaranteed and then just knock it out of the park that one day. And that's fine. But the thing is, you have to be willing to sacrifice throughout the rest of the week. Still eating good food that you like, that's healthy, but avoiding the cheat days. So I had this come up where I was invited to go out to a bar last night or go out for food. And you have to just kind of tell your friends who know that you're trying to take the journey for better living and a healthier lifestyle. You just kind of have to remind them, hey, I'd like to still go out, but how about not dinner or how about not drink, and kind of just work your way around. Now, if it's a group thing, don't try to be that person who changes what the group does. If people want to go out to a restaurant, that's fine. They go out to a restaurant. You just need to be able to decide, hey, I'm not going to have this because I have something that I'm planning on eating. And so for me, I knew this entire week I was going to the Santa Anita Barbecue Festival. And so, I avoided that. I avoided all those little tricks and all the little things that I would cheat with because I knew what I was looking forward to. So that was the big thing just for the week, is to help me stay focused by focusing on this day. So day comes, the biggest thing you can do to do yourself a favor is come up with a plan and then prepare for that plan. So the plan is, hey, you know what? I know I'm not going to go crazy when I get there and I'm not going to eat too much, but how? You kind of just have to think about it. So for me, I was just like, okay, it's a barbecue festival. I'm going to avoid eating anything else. I'm going to just go there looking for ribs. So when I went there, it was easy. I just had ribs for the most part at most of the places. I was like, I don't want to get loaded off on some of the side things, and I didn't eat too much. So these kind of events are actually really good for being a foodie and fit because it forces you to not always constantly eat. And that's what plays into having a plan, preparing for the plan. So I still woke up, I had breakfast. I know a lot of people say hey, I'm going to have a big meal, so I'm going to not eat and you're going to do things differently. And it's just no, do things the same way you normally would. So I woke up, I made breakfast like I normally would any day of the week. Then I made sure to also have water. And I know that can seem like a weird thing, but water is important for just dieting in general or just lifestyle. A lot of people don't drink water. Well, a lot of people don't drink enough water. And that's the thing is, water can help you avoid certain cravings that may make you feel like you're hungry. So for me, I have a big sweet tooth. And when I realize, hey, when I'm drinking enough water, I don't really feel hungry as much. So I won't get cravings, because if you're dehydrated a little bit, it can make you feel hungry. It can make you feel peckish, and then you can start going to things that help satisfy that hunger. And so especially before going to a major event like this, that you're going to be walking around, that you're going to be in the sun, it's going to be very easy to get dehydrated. So even just a little bit, not to a point that you feel like you're falling out, but just a little bit that can cause you to eat foods that maybe you shouldn't be eating or eat too much and botch your whole plan. So is making sure to have water beforehand. And you have that plan of, I'm just going to eat this, and then doing the steps of still having your normal meal, still drinking water beforehand, drinking water afterhand. It doesn't damage your whole week to go out and have some ribs. So this was I'm going to start showing some of the video and stuff and kind of talk over it a little bit. This was my first time going to the Santa Anita Park for this Winter Circle barbecue, and so I didn't know really what to expect. It was actually fairly small, which was a little surprising, but I think that actually worked to my advantage because since I didn't first pay crazy amounts and I wasn't trying to overeat. So when I went there, it was a small little section from the raceway. I made sure to walk around first to see all the food that was there before buying stuff. So I got 10 of these tickets I think the ticket to get in and the ticket to, and the deal combo for 10 tickets was $18, $21 plus tax and internet service fees and whatever. So that wasn't too bad. And then everything ranges in price from like 2 tickets to 6 tickets. And so for me, ribs was like 2 or 3 tickets per rib, which again, these are just tastings, but I love these type of events because it keeps you from normally just gorging yourself, especially on food that you like. It's very easy, at least for me, to sit there and gorge myself versus, hey, you get one, you eat it, you walk around, you get in line for another one. Those types of little breaks keeps you from becoming overly full. So when I left this event, I didn't feel stuffed and feeling bad. Like I just wasn't hungry. And that's the thing, is you're not looking to eat till you're full and stuff. You're just eating to satisfy your hunger. So I walked around, I made sure to look at everything first, see what may be the thing that like, okay, I'm breaking away from my plan, because a plan can be great, but you need to be able to leave the plan alone, because some people live and die by a plan. Doesn't matter how wrong it is, doesn't matter how much it will mess with them or how much they are going to be unhappy by it. They came up with a plan, and hell or high water, they're going to stick to it. That's where, especially for this, you have to be somewhat flexible. It's like stick with the plan until there's a good enough reason beforehand, and you're like, and you know you're not going to regret it later. So for me, I was originally saw there's some sort of smoked peach cobbler dish called a happy ending that I was really looking forward to. And unfortunately, I didn't have a happy ending this time, but you know, so I was looking forward to for that one thing, and since I didn't have it, I switched it out. I went with this barbecue parfait, which I've never seen these before. It's a parfait cup with the base level is cornbread, baked beans, coleslaw. And I'm not the biggest coleslaw person, but this place, the way they did it, it was actually good tasting slaw. And then you could either do pulled pork or shoulder, and I went with shoulder on it, and then they drizzle barbecue sauce on it. It's very decadent, and it was actually really good. And so it was a nice little treat for myself. So that's what I had as my little breakaway plan. I didn't go crazy. Would have been easy to get that, and then the barbecue nachos, which looked amazing, and then the tacos and stuff, but just like I stuck with first things that are mostly protein, except for that, because just ribs are fine by itself. While will be covered with sugar, cinnamon, and other stuff, it's still fine in comparison, in relative comparison. The goal is you're not trying to eat perfect. It's just, hey, I can still eat high protein there and then just be happy with that. You don't have to be 100% all the time. So I think I had like 4 or 5 rib places. The first place I went to was actually really good. Can't really remember too much about the flavor. It was sweet. Oh, I'm sorry. I do remember. It was sweet and tangy, and that's what stood out to me. The second place had a more peppery flavor, and I wasn't, like, it was good. I just wasn't the biggest fan of that. That's not something I could see myself even having a whole half a rack of if I was going to pay for it. After that, the third place I went to had these really tender ribs that they were almost fall off the bone, but there was no real flavor. And so for me, that's San Diego barbecue, I feel like, where, and not all places, especially San Diego's gotten really good now, but before, where you just have places like Phil's where it's just like, it's really good, it's really tender, but there's no distinct flavor that's like, oh, hey, oh man, I can just remember that one kind of flavor that you can't have anywhere else. This place didn't have that, so that place kind of like, they weren't going to get any more of my business. Okay, so I just went to Rockin' Barbie and got a spare rib. We're going to see how that works out. It's good. I mean, it's fall off the bone, but there's really no flavor. So that's kind of disappointing, especially because some of the other places have really amazing flavor. There's one place that has nice sweet tang, another place that does a great, has like a pepper char to it. But yeah, Rockin' Barbie, they can stay with their West Texas because that's just not good barbecue. Like, it's not what I look for in the flavor. So it's not bad, it's just not what I want. I think at this point I went and spent another $10. So in total, it was $31 I spent at this event, for $21 for the ticket plus 10 of these vouchers again, and then buying 10 vouchers for $10. So then I went around, and the final barbecue place for ribs, oh my God, this place was amazing. I think it's called Smokin' something barbecue or something. It had a funny name, so it stood out, but their ribs just were amazing. They were a nice subtle flavor that really stood out. So like, some places try to kill you with flavor, or they're too scared to have flavor. And I had two of those types of wings, which is like two of those types of barbecue. One where it was like really strong, and then one where it was just like, they didn't even really try to have a distinct flavor. For me, like, I can like the bold flavors, but I can't do places that have no real flavor. So this last place had an amazing flavor. And so I'm just gonna cut to my reaction video of me eating that. So I just went to Smokin' Token Barbecue, which I'm very impressed with, at least how this looks. So just like a nice orange tangy glaze to it. Look at that.
But the thing I like about her is she's got a good mind, and she's very responsive when you ask her to do anything. And as you can see here, I didn't have to ask her.
So that has a nice sweet tang to it. Very, very good.
So I love her attitude, and that goes a long way with the first time starter.
For a long time, a lot of trainers, including field dividers, have liked to use the training track as their primary morning exercise track. Why is that?
So the thing with a lot of barbecue places is sometimes if they don't have flavor, or they try to hit you with all the flavor and kind of overwhelm it. This is nice and subtle. Like, I could see myself eating a rack of these ribs.
I think you can really teach a horse out on the training track. And, you know, Phil Giamotto, he's worked this filly on the main track and the training track, and she's been equally as good on both of them. So I think he used that a lot of times for fitness, and then brings them over to the main track.
Race number 5 kicks off
So yeah,
20-cent rainbow ticket.
very light, nothing overpowering, nothing that's going to like sear your taste buds so that you can't enjoy something later, but just good, a soft flavor. It's very soft, very nice. So after that, I made sure to give them, I had 2 of the winner's choice, like People's Choice barbecue, and I gave them both to that place because they were amazing. That really stood out to me. So I enjoyed that. So I'm going to see if they have a restaurant, or what kind of catering options they have, if they do a food truck, because they were amazing. And honestly, if you see them around, they were really worth it. Most other places were good too, but like, this place really stood out to me. So what type of events would you like to see me go to? Because again, weight loss can be such a sterile thing that people feel like, hey, you have to just eat broccoli and chicken at home, and you can't do anything else except work out, eat eat clean, and then just stay like that in your entire life. And that's not the case, is you can still enjoy your food. I'm a huge foodie. It just takes a little self-discipline of not just giving in. So one of my friends, like, and I tell this all the time, I go to Chipotle as a regular part of my meals. My Chipotle habit is the most boring thing anyone ever gets because it's literally chicken, lettuce, and veggies. That's it. None of their salsa because it's high in sodium, none of the cheese, none of the other stuff because those starts throwing too many calories your way, too much cholesterol, too much sodium. So I avoid all that stuff. Not even other meats and stuff because some of the other meats can be even higher, much higher in sodium levels and stuff. And so someone said like, hey, well, that's a cheat meal. I was just like, for me, not really. I'm tracking my calories, I'm tracking my carbs. You know, you can't be 100% accurate when you didn't weigh the food, but it's still a good reference point for eating out. And that's why you have to have that dedication of, I'm going to have this thing and I see the option of, hey, you know what? I like cheese. Cheese isn't going to hurt me. No one said it is going to hurt you, but is it really that worth it? Like, I'm sorry. I have eaten at Chipotle for years. There's never been a time where Chipotle has been the best Mexican food ever that was worth dropping that type of caloric bomb on you, especially when you trick one of those burritos out. So it's almost never worth it. If you're going to cheat, make a plan like I did for today of I'm going to have barbecue, I'm going to have a set amount, and it's going to be worth it. That makes all the work throughout the entire week like that was your treat, but I still stayed within control. I didn't pig out, I didn't go crazy. So that's kind of the goal with being a foodie and being fit, is to try to find the balance between the two. So if you want more videos with me going out in the community, please like, subscribe, and share, and stay tuned for the next video. I'm going to try to do this at least 2 times a month initially, and I'm not just going to confine myself to Southern California. I have friends in New York, friends in Las Vegas, friends in Northern California, family. So I'm going to get around, but if you have any special events that you'd like to see me on, or that would make a good challenge to see, you know, how can you balance eating good food and staying fit, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you, and I'll see you soon.